welcome to Blackfeather Guild. Before we go in and say hi to the cast and get started with the show, I wanted to talk very briefly about viewer actions and a little bit about sponsors. So first off, there's a number of ways that you can actually actively participate in the show through viewer actions. One of the easiest ways to do so is through retweeting the game tweet. You should see that somewhere in chat if it's not in there already. But you just click on that link and hit retweet, and for every 5 retweets that we get on that, it will add a bonus to the cast pool and the game master pool. Now, in most cases, that's going to be an extra d6 that they can add on to any roll. Basically, a great way to use that is if a player is almost meeting a DC, but they're just not quite there, they can grab one of those d6s from the cast pool, roll that, and then add that to their roll. Basically, is how that works. Same with the GM. So that's one of the easiest ways that you can participate that way. Another way is through guild coins. That's our Twitch channel points. If you look at the rainbow colored icon, it should have the Blackfeather Guild crest on it. It should be right below your Twitch chat box. If you click on that, it'll show you all the different things that you can get with those. The biggest one being plot points. Now, plot points, you can see an example right over here. They all work pretty much the same way. It's just a matter of how big of an impact they have. So for the example, when we've got 2 plot points, the player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or you can have the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So just choose if you want it to be helpful or unhelpful to the party, and that's kind of how you can use them. You can throw in your own suggestions as well. How those work: 1 plot point is something trivially helpful or unhelpful. 2 is moderately, 3 is very, and 4 is very to the entire party. So if you want to do something to help the entire party or really throw a monkey wrench in their plans, 4 plot points will do that. So that's guild coins. And then finally, we've got donations. So if you want to help out with keeping the lights on in the place, so to speak, there's a number of ways that you can financially contribute. One of those being coffee.com/Raven or raven.rocks. You can see both of those examples down there at the bottom. Those are the addresses to do direct donations. You can also do Twitch subscriptions or bits. Those work the same way. And then finally, Patreon. We've got a Patreon, which you should see in chat here any second if it's not there already. And our Bard tier patrons and higher get credits towards viewer actions every month that they can use on any show that they would like. You just have to let us know in chat how you want to spend those, and then we'll hand those out. So some very cool stuff. Before we hop over to see the cast, one last thing to mention is a couple things on this chart here. We've already covered the D6 and the plot points, but the triple crits, what that means is you can gift auto critical successes. And you can, it's triple because you get 3. You can divvy those out however you'd like. You can do 2 to the cast, 1 to the game master, all of them to the game master, however you want to do it. So they work much like the D6s. The cast members just grab that when they're available and they really need them and use them. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last one, introduce an ally or enemy NPC. Just give us a brief description of what you want this character to look like, kind of their character concept and a name, and let us know if you want it to be an enemy or an ally to the party, and the GM will basically take that and run with it. So really cool ways that you can participate. Lastly, I just want to take a quick moment to mention our sponsors. If you look at the logos down below, that's who's sponsoring this episode, and we'll talk a little bit about that before we introduce everybody as well on the next scene. So yeah, check all this stuff out, and thank them for supporting us, and thank you for being here and watching. Let's go say hi to the cast.
Yay.
Hi, welcome everybody. I'm really excited for today's one shot. We've got some really cool stuff that's going to be happening. We've got some fantastic cast members here, and thanks again, Cat, for running this game. Before we
Other cat.
jump into GM Cat. Before we jump into all the shenanigans, I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves, and we'll go around and introduce the player, and then I know as part of the game we'll be introducing our character as well. So I'll go around, let everybody introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about what they do, and then I will let GM Cat take it away to tell us how to introduce our characters. Um, so, starting with me, I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which involves a whole ton of stuff in tabletop, graphic art, voice acting, a bunch of things like that. You can see all the stuff that I do in my link tree, which is right there in chat now. Um, and before I forget, also a shout out to sponsors. Grinding Coffee Company. If you go to grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVVYN, you can get 13% off your order. It's really, really good coffee. They roast it right before they ship it. They do like small batches, so it's really fresh. I quite enjoy it, so I recommend that. And then a couple of my own projects that sponsor. Words are hard today.
Sponsor.
Sponsor. They sponsor this channel. Our Fundamental RPG. You can find the link to buy the first edition book in chat. There's also a link in chat to the playtest version of second edition, which comes out later this year. And then Intrepid, which is a brand for adventuring gear for real life. So it's sportswear, casual wear, and accessories like water bottles, mouse pads, and things like that. So you can check all that out in the links in chat. And that's everything I have to say for now. So I will pass it on down to Cat, player Cat. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Hi, my name is Kat. I go by @Vindaflee on most things on the internet. I personally do streams on Mondays and Thursdays on my own Twitch channel where I do a variety of things. I did a lot of Twitch things, but that's going to be dying soon, so I haven't quite figured out what I'm doing otherwise. I'm also in a game over with the Bardic Knock on Wednesdays, which is a Digimon game where my character is a mega pacifist to the point where she took a hit for an antagonist, but it's fine. She's still alive. I don't really do much else outside of that. I'm just here to have a good time because I was told I could be a cat, so I'm very happy about that. And yes, I drew on my face just for this.
Awesome. Next, we've got Econorlax. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Hello, I'm Kinorlax. I play various games in the internet with various people at various Twitch channels. Blackfeather Guild here being one of two spots you can find me most often. Along with my own channel at twitch.tv Kinorlax, where I stream mostly chill base farm or camp building games, but I plan to expand a little into some retro titles I played as a kid, and I would like to show them to new generation of players, so they are not
Nice.
forgotten. I have simple goal, but for my own stream and this one here, I want to meet new friends and get better at talking with them. Hi.
Awesome. Next, we've got Rowan. Tell us a little bit about you and what you do.
Hello, I am Rowan North. I am sorry if my voice sounds a little weird. You will, probably can assume why, but there will be more context soon. I am a freelance illustrator and art educator. You can find my stuff at rowannorthillustrations.org. I've recently been doing stuff with making my own handmade watercolors.
Ooh.
If you are interested in buying that, I have a set now for sale on my site, Halloween themed, perfect for the season. So yes, please go and support that. It's my first time doing a watercolor set, and I'm very, very pleased with the results. So I'll put a link in chat. I play Charlie Cattison. That's my character, right? And he is a radio man who is going to be a cat. from the 1930s. So
Awesome. And on that note, GM Cat, tell us a little bit about you and what you do, and take it away.
Hey, I am Cat N. Schrodinger, or Cat named Schrodinger, depending on where you're looking for me. I do stuff. I am currently trying to figure out how to rebrand myself. Not rebrand myself, but relaunch the things that I do, because I've been kind of in a storage unit for a long time, metaphorically. And we're playing Cats of CATthulhu, which is a fun little game system that I've recently come across and fell in love with.
I'm telling people the wrong thing.
So the way that this is set up, like the way this is conceptualized, is that we're taking a bunch of different characters that all of our players have played in the past, and they are going from their game and their setting where they existed and are going to be teleported into our world, and suddenly all of a sudden they're cats. So why don't we go around for all of our players? Why don't we tell us, we'll start with Tilda. What is Tilda? Where is Tilda? What is she doing right before she just poof,
Cat.
disappears?
So Tilda, or Dr. Tilda Jenkins, is from a Monster of the Week campaign set in a not too far in the future Louisiana. And she's a magic user. She was the expert playbook in Monster of the Week, so she knows all about different spells and how magic works and things like that. Was sort of the person at base camp giving information to the other characters a lot of the time. And I imagine she's probably trying to figure out a new spell that she's come across when she ends up in our setting here.
Neat. Then we'll go to Charlie. What is Charlie doing right before poof, cat?
well, as you know, Charlie, he is a well-known world traveler and collector of oddities. He also does radio. He's actually at home, taking a look at a object that has been shipped in from Egypt, and to add to his collection, and then it begins to glow, and next thing he knows, he is somewhere else entirely.
And everything looks the wrong size.
Good
Right.
golly gee, now I'm a kitty.
Dateline. Tabitha. Where's Tabitha before? Oh,
Tabitha is a cop in a futuristic city of Deus, Los Angeles. She's an orc. And this is a, let's call it, universe when all the fairy races have come out of the hiding and joined humans to build a better world. So yeah, she is an Orcish cop in future Los Angeles, and as all the fairy races joined humans, a lot of weirdness accompanied them, especially more magical kinds like fae. So a cop in a city like that has to deal with a lot of weird stuff, and she was probably bagging some weird-looking evidence. Maybe a figure of a cat, a pendant with cat's head.
all right. And Loki. Loki's a little different.
Loki is a little
Loki's
different.
already in our setting. Where's Loki?
Loki lives in a house with 4 other cats. But he's the little adventurer. He likes to go outside. His mom, his caretaker, usually takes him out on a harness and a leash. And he hasn't let her know because he's waiting for the right moment, but he's figured out how to get out of the harness if he really wanted to. But for the most part, he's okay, just dragging her around behind him. And he's out in his front yard, checking out all the plants, making sure that everything is the way it's supposed to be. When all these cats appear out of nowhere in front of him.
All right. So, why don't we
He's
start
over
with
there, by the way. Real Loki is over there
Aw.
right now. He's taking a nap on the chair.
baby. I need to not get distracted by cats.
All right, I'll
Oh.
turn this so he's less visible.
Okay, that's fine. It's so why don't we introduce your we'll start with Loki, go back around counterclockwise, and tell us more about your role, and like you already told us a little bit about your breeding background.
Mhm.
So you are a 2-footologist.
Yes. So Loki is a 2-footologist, also called a poker by those who are not 2-footologists, and it is very rude. He basically is very intelligent and has figured out a lot of how 2-foot stuff works. So he's figured out how to open doors, as long as they're the handles where he can leap up and grab it and pull it down. He hasn't quite figured out knobs yet, but he's working on it. He's also figured out like that switches, if they're pointed up, then there's light, and if they're pointed down, then it's dark. And he hasn't quite figured out how to turn them on yet, but he's very good at turning them off. And he is also very good at finding interesting things like under the couch and under the bed, and figured out how to get. Okay, this is very annoying real thing, but my closet is like 2 sliding doors, and he's figured out how to push one of them far enough back that he can slip between them to get into my closet, but he can't get back out again. So he just gets stuck there. And so I'll be like, where is he? I haven't seen him for like an hour. And I'll go up to my room to see if he's sleeping on my bed. I just hear noise from my closet. And I'm like, sir. Anyways, yes, he's a little shit and a troublemaker, and he knows how to make things do things most of the time. He's also mostly black fur, short hair. He's got a little white patch on his chest and a little white patch on his tummy. And he has a collar. He has a little blue collar with a bell and a pink tag that has his name on one side. And, well, he doesn't know that it's his name, but it has his name on one side and the address of his house on the other, and the name of his human and the address of his house.
All right. Tabitha, describe Tabitha as a cat. You magically poof into this setting, and everything is much bigger than you remember it. And you have fur. Take it away.
Ha! Well, as it happens, when weird things happen to Tabitha, there is one person responsible for that. And her name is, by funny coincidence, Cat. I'm looking at you, Raven.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep. Tabitha, one of Tabitha's friends at work is a magician played by Raven, going by the name of Cat. So yeah, Tabitha is a cat. She would be probably an old female cat, lean, pretty big for her sex, and with lots of scars, proving fights she won. Other cats she taught a lesson. Who's the cat here? She has a black short fur, but she's a mixed breed because She has a reddish shine to this blackness, that betray some Havana brown jeans. And speaking in terms of in-game mechanics, she's a scrapper, of course. She's here to teach other cats how to behave with her paws, and if they don't learn the lesson, with her claws.
Of course. Would you say she's more of a stray or a house cat?
Oh yes, she's almost a complete feral being.
Sweet. And Charlie, what kind of cat is Charlie?
Well, Charlie. Oh, hold on. I'm missing something. There we go. Well, Charlie, he is clearly a purebred Cornish Rex. That is mostly white, but with some gold patches, specifically around his under his nose. It looks suspiciously like a mustache. He is a purebred, obviously. Kind of a show cat. He too is a two-footologist, as he is a sage of foreign law and a seasoned traveler. As he goes about, his radio show obviously is called The Cabinet of Curiosities. And he knows a lot about magic, and specifically the world of the occult is his most his area of particular interest, and archaeology. But yes, that is his MO there. That's the kind of cat he is. So he is a very, as he appears, he is this fairly pristine Cornish Rex.
And remind me again, is the cat's name is Aaron Mankey, or?
I did not base it upon Aaron Mankey, but I have listened to that, yes. I have listened to that one.
Oh, it's one of my favorite podcasts, both a cabinet of curiosities and lore. But I digress. I think I like it, and it's fun because it's I think he does most of his studying in New England, in the Boston area, and that's like super local. So anyway.
Yes. No, actually got the name because, well, last year at a festival, there was a couple who had a pop-up shop called the Cabinet of Curiosities, and it was a suitcase that opened up with like dried heads, like the old dried shrunken heads, and bottles from Egypt, and herbs, and they would make potions for you right there, and read your fortune, and have some magic tricks for the kitties. So that's kind of more of it. And plus, on top of that, this year for Halloween, a lot of people have the Cabinet of Curiosities line, where it says Cabinet of Curiosities, and there's a raven and books and things. And I have a pillow that looks exactly like it.
Nice.
But I can show it in a moment, but we should move on to the next person.
Right. Tilda, what kind of cat is Tilda?
So Tilda is gonna be a tuxedo, long hair, black and white, with blue eyes. No real extra markings, like no scars or anything like that, really. But I think she might have like the way that the fur is around the eyes might make it look like she has like eyeliner, which is much like my tuxedo cat has. Glitch has it on one eye, but I think Tilda will have it on both. And let's see what else. She's the Tiger Dreamer. So the book describes that as having a special connection with cats' mighty ancestry. So this cat sleeps a lot, even more than other cats, and in dreams finds answers. and then awake the dreamer's lifetime of accumulated wisdom about the true tiger way helps other cats succeed. So very much a let me teach you how to do this correctly, and or let me tell you how you're doing this wrong. Um, and she's a house cat, and the question of why does she hunt? If it was just for food or just for fun or toys or whatever, I think if she did do much playing, it would be with toys.
Hunts for toys. I'm taking notes.
So yeah, that's Tilda as a cat.
All right, so now we're gonna open it up to actual gameplay. So all of these cats, Loki's hanging out with his human in his front yard, and all these cats magically appear. What do you do? What happens?
Tabitha is a little shaken by what happened, and she does scared but aggressive cat, scared but angry cat posturing. Far up,
Wow.
posture low. Cat, what did you do?
Tilda's looking around like, all right, well, that spell didn't work like I wanted it to. Why is everything tall?
Loki is probably just looking at these new cats while his human is like, huh? There are a bunch of cats in our yard, but they don't look like the cats that are usually in our yard.
Alright.
Okay,
Oh.
I just heard that cat talk.
What talk?
So Charlie is completely calm. He's like, well, that was an unexpected twist. What an adventure.
Does Charlie meow with British accent?
No, it's actually a transatlantic accent, which is similar to British accent, but it was the old radio or old Hollywood accent.
Oh.
It was
Okay,
very,
but
very
it's close. But
It's
it's close.
a
Okay.
it's a cross between a British accent and like a New England
and
US
like
accent.
a Boston-ish almost.
Close enough for Tabitha to decide it's your fault.
Yeah, the transatlantic is supposed to encompass the both sides of the Atlantic, so it's not quite British and it's not quite American.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Hollywood loved it because you couldn't actually pin down where the accent was from.
And I think it happens nasally enough that it came across in radio a lot easier.
That is really funny, Econorlax. I didn't think about that because Cat in the game that Econorlax and I play in together, where Tabitha's from, my cat character there is from London.
Ah.
She's the one to cause and get into all the shenanigans, so. And now I'm a cat.
She's pure chaos.
So that has to be cat fault.
There's so many cats.
What are you doing here?
Game of 1,000 cats.
This is not.
What did you do? What did you do? She's.
Aw, it doesn't show as a picture in the chat. That's annoying. Oh well.
She's screeching at Charlie, hissing and screeching at Charlie. What did you do?
I don't understand why you think this is my fault. I just happen to be here. I suppose I could ask you all the same. What are we all doing here?
All right, I'm a
I know
little
why.
weirded
If you're
out.
still here when Juliet gets back, she's gonna attack you.
All right, let's put a pin in the attacking thing. I'm a little weirded out because I'm apparently a cat. I can hear other cats. That one's voice sounds like it's coming through a radio, even though it's not.
Shit, we're cats.
Does that sometimes?
Okay. Are all of you normally cats?
No.
All
Good
right.
heavens,
Question
no.
is that?
Well, I'm not normally a cat. Normally, I'm a human.
A what?
You know the big two-legged thing that gives you food?
Oh,
One of those.
how did you do that?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Wait, you're
I
a
didn't
talking
think they
cat?
could. I didn't think they could. What?
Yeah, normally
What
we
do you
can't
mean
do
I'm a
this.
talking cat?
Are we?
You're talking too.
Arg. She puts paws on her head. In gesture more suiting a 2-foot creature.
Well, I certainly know how I did it. Why I just got a shipment from some goods from Egypt. I assume it's some sort of pharaoh's curse. Granted, it was the head of Bastet that was shipped in, and that's what I was inspecting at the time before the eyes began to glow.
Okay.
It seems fairly obvious to me. Why?
Oh.
That's interesting. I was working on a spell also from, not necessarily from Egypt, but from that general region. There might be some sort of connection there. So I am a human. You're normally a human, I think. Um, that one, and she points a paw at Loki, I think is just a regular cat that we can now understand. And then she looks at Tabitha and goes, what about you? Normally a cat? Something else?
No. Yeah, I'm an orc. I'm sergeant in DLAPD. I was bagging some evidence, but this was a heavy magical users gang we are dealing with. Yeah, it makes sense. There must be some magic on this stuff I was bagging.
Well,
Yeah.
an orc, you say? Now what region is that from? I'm not familiar with that particular race. Perhaps somewhere.
You, cat, are your owners here only human, or are there other races like green ones,
mean,
ones with wings?
sometimes they have different colored, like, torsos and things. Like today it's that color, but yesterday it was a different color. And like he like points sort of with his tail at his human's shirt.
Right, clothes.
Now, my dear, I do
haven't
believe they
seen
call
wings.
that a shirt.
A what?
There seems
a
to be.
shirt.
Do you
That-
know what orc is? I ask. I don't know your name. Raven.
Oh, Tilda. Yeah, Tilda looks
Tilda.
to Tabitha and goes, I've not come across any personally yet, but I know several other Fae kind and non-humans.
Wait.
So-
Are these orc things not two legs?
No, they are two legs normally.
Yeah, we are 2 legs only better.
So I think there's some sort of time travel here because that one sounds like he's from way in the past. I'm from whatever year Tickball was set. I think it was 2060, 2040.
It's 2040, yeah.
Wait, if you're usually two legs, can you tell me why they're so obsessed with the glow boxes?
Oh,
The glow
glow
boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, TVs.
Do you?
No
do you
idea
have-
either.
Do you have like favorite toys that you play with that entertain you?
Hmm?
That's what the glow boxes are to us.
Oh. But they don't. Well, sometimes they make noise. But they only make noise sometimes, and you just like hold them and stare at them. It's so boring.
Yeah, it's a bit like a catnip toy. So, there's some plants type stuff involved.
Oh, those are the things that make that make the fat one go nuts.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like that, but different. Anyways,
Fat one.
so if I cast a spell in 2040, you
Yeah.
found an artifact in whatever year you're from, Radio Cat, and then
Please call me Charlie.
Charlie, right? And then she
Who's
points
the
at Tabitha,
black
like, and you, I didn't catch your name.
Yeah, I'm Tabitha.
Tabitha, right?
20. To be fair, I don't remember the year. It was, I think, more distant future than Tikva. 2050s,
It's like-
2080s.
I think it's 2080. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the supernatural and Fae do come over. That's good to know.
Loki kind of like goes up to Charlie. Yeah, the fat one. There's like 4 other cats. Well, 3 other cats in the house because Juliet is out somewhere right now.
Right.
And the fat one, he really likes those weird smelling toys that like when he tears them apart have little plant bits in them.
That's the catnip, yeah.
Hmm.
Now, my dear, I didn't catch your name. The one with the nasally voice.
That's
What?
look who's talking, but I mean, talking about me.
Me?
My name's Tilda. Dr.
Tilda.
Tilda.
Dr. Tilda. Oh, fascinating. PhD in what exactly?
History and the occult.
Anthropology here. But I don't go around calling myself doctor, as I am not actively practicing. I mostly do radio. Regardless, that is beside the point. I think it's fairly obvious what happened here. It clearly is a transdimensional portal that brought us all here together.
So
Perhaps
many big
something
words.
occult.
So
Tilda's just like taking a paw and like patting Loki on the head awkwardly. It's okay. Trying to do this human motion, but as a cat, it's very awkward and just weird.
The human makes some collection of noises, which in human means, wait, are they petting each other?
right. So that you guys are having this conversation in front of a human who is probably really perplexed at this point.
Yeah, very confused. Like I'm assuming the human is based off of me because this is my son, and as long as no one's attacking each other, I would let him interact with basically anything. But I am very confused.
So do we want to continue having this conversation in front of the human is the question. And if not, how do we escape the human?
Does it appear to understand us?
Not really.
No.
Like the human does not understand the words that you're saying, just knows that you guys are talking to each other a lot and no one is hostile, so she's just kind of chilling.
Well, I
Just got her
assume
phone
with
out.
normal cats that would be the case, but with this I had to ask.
I think part of
Since
the
she didn't really see the cats appearing, she just saw, she like looked over and then there were cats and assumed that they like came out of the bushes or something.
I want to say part of the game is that you're not necessarily supposed to talk in have a discussion in front of humans, but I can't find that
Okay.
right now.
I think it's more assumed that the humans will usually try to interfere in some way.
Right.
Let them try.
I am terrible at reading rule books, so
In that case, I think Tilda will look at the human and go, oh, right, there's a human. Just not knowing if the human is understanding us or not, she just looks at them and goes,
We are cats.
this is all just a dream. You ate something that didn't agree with you and you're having a very weird dream. Meow, meow. Leave us alone. Go to
I have
bed.
a question. Are the cats that used to be humans able to understand human right now?
that's a good question.
The game doesn't specify.
It doesn't.
The game does not specify. The game actually does not account for that because
Because it's
Must
not
be cats.
it's just normal cats, yeah.
I'm gonna say you could, but I'm gonna roll for it. Oh yeah, you can totally understand. It sounds weird because your ears are different, but you
Okay.
can understand human. The human can't understand you.
The human's just kind of like, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? And then like says and like does that thing that humans do where they meow at the cats, except it doesn't make sense because we don't speak cat. And like kneels down and like reaches a hand out to see if you want to come sniff her hand.
Tabitha looks like a cat you wouldn't want near you.
No, but the one who said the
I'm just
who talked-
warning.
Yeah, the one that, well, I don't care about what cats look like, but Tilda was the one that was talking directly at the human.
So yeah, the human just sees a cat who is meowing very expectantly at, like, we all have cats. We've all interacted with cats. The cat's just sitting there and meowing as if the cat expects the human to understand what the cat is saying.
I'm just like, hi, do you want pets? I kneel down and hand.
I think my cats have learned words, and they can, like, one of my cats, when he's looking for a human, he meows in a way that sounds a lot like hello. Like hello. And then if one of my other cats, if she doesn't like something, she sounds like she says no. And it's weird and uncanny, but it's also seems like they're mimicking like humans that they've lived with their entire lives. So I think it's reasonable to believe that they learned the human calls.
I would say
Loki
for
absolutely
Fortuitous,
knows
it
his
doesn't
name.
seem they understand, which excellent or not so excellent. I'm it's a pleasure to
She
meet you.
never understands what I say, but she's getting good at guessing.
And that's exactly perhaps the problem. You see, as much of a pleasure it is to meet you, Miss Cat. I can't seem to have caught your name. Or if I have, I don't remember. But it seems to me that
Mom calls me, and then like, I'm trying to figure out whether or not, because I call him Loki all the time, and he very much knows that that's his name, because he'll be like, Loki. And you can't see because his head is out of frame, but he just lifted his head and opened his eyes and looked right at me and then settled back down. So he knows his name, but I don't know how he would communicate that to you.
Well, for ease of simplicity, you could just say, okay. Why am I
We'll just say
talking in
that he
my
tells you
character
his
voice? I can't stop.
Okay.
All right. Yes, as much of it is a pleasure to meet you, Loki. It does seem that we are in quite of a pickle. And you don't seem to have any clue what is going on or what we are even saying. And if the humans cannot understand us, then, well, I don't know, but for one, I would rather be home.
That makes sense. Home is safe. Home is warm. Home has food.
Magic calls to it, so magic can undo it. And I look at Tilda. Can you cast spells in that form too? You said you were casting spell when things went wrong.
That's a good question. How would you try to cast a spell as Tilda? rolling weird.
Yes, precisely.
Well, I would say that roleplay wise, there's nothing like that around here. You're kind of like in a there's no spell books or like spell components in the immediate vicinity. So you would have to find some sort of you'd have to go somewhere where that would be a thing that exists. Huh. I mean, if you wanted to try and cast something like on the level of like prestidigitation, we could roll for it. Yep. That is all the rolls. 2 successes. Are we saying it's prestidigitation or? Okay. Yeah, I would say it works. It's very superficial, and you can kind of
Are you going after
it
the
works,
front
but it's
door?
superficial. It's not gonna teleport you back to where you belonged.
Mhm.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The human's gonna turn around to the front door and go, "Oh, I guess it didn't close all the way," and then go over and then pull it shut and then go back. She's got a retractable leash, so she can do that without pulling Loki anywhere.
They're cat-sized, if you will.
I shot you a DM describing Juliet, by the way, if you want it, Cat.
Oh yes.
Well, teleportation was always a bigger thing whenever I read about it, so probably it's out. We need to find some other solution to our current pickle. I'm hungry. Hey, you, local. Do you have some food?
I mean, there's food for the other ones that live in the house, but I don't know if you're gonna be allowed. I don't think you're gonna be allowed in the house.
Hmm.
There's like birds and stuff. I know that Juliet says she eats them sometimes.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, right. Rats. I look around.
Oh, you cannot be serious.
Wait. Did you never eat a fried rat?
I cannot say I ever have, and nor do I intend to.
I don't know about rats. There are definitely mice somewhere in the bushes because she'll leave those on the doorstep.
No. I feel hungry for like a mouse is too tiny. Well,
They are
actually,
very tiny. Yeah.
actually, that's maybe Orsish cuisine never used mice, only rats. Because they are too small. But
You
for
know,
a
I
cat,
could go for some crackers with some caviar.
What are those?
Why, I'm not even sure how to describe it. Hard bread?
Bread?
They're like dry food, but with salty things on top of them.
Thank you!
Oh, I just got a gift from Michael Wayne. Thanks, Michael. Oh. I'll give the cat to.
Yes. Huh. Interesting.
Oh, wait. You are a cat that talks, actually. What if other animals can talk too?
What are you talking about? Have you never met other cats before? We all talk.
Oh, she rolls eyes. Yes, I have met a cat.
We all talk. Just like you're talking now.
And I would say about this point, all of the cats hear a door open, and all of a sudden the sound of a barking.
Our neighbors do have dogs. Our neighbors do have dogs.
Really loud, scary barking and growling.
Loki puffs up. His tail turns into a Christmas tree.
Coming
For
towards
some reason,
you.
the fur at the base of his tail is longer than the fur at the tip of his tail. So when his tail puffs up, it looks like a Christmas tree.
And that's a great moment to ask this question. Can I understand that barking?
Yeah. Let's go with the roll of 2 dice. Yeah, that's exactly it.
I love it.
Oh, crap. So if I can understand the dog, then I will probably can understand the rat. And that's a rule we have to obey. Don't eat things that talk. It has...
That's an excellent rule. So
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, the dog is shouting, hey, you don't belong
There were
here.
some wars
Get out of
in
here.
the end of 20th century, and
all
lots
of our
of
neighbors
grudges holding
Who will let
against
their
others.
dogs out, let them out in fenced areas. So it's either probably like up against the fence or it's being walked by somebody, is my assumption. Which
This
one is
dog
it?
was being walked, but then ran away.
Okay.
Like they saw the strange, weird cats that they have never smelled before, and they are running right towards you. And is this a
The
good time
human
for
is
a
gonna-
break?
What?
I think this might be a good time to kind of like leave it on a cliffhanger and take like a 10-minute break or so.
That's good. I did. Oh, wait, no. I have half my tea left, but it's cold now, so I'm going to go microwave it.
Oh, I just realized I had my microphone muted on OBS. Sorry, everybody who couldn't hear me for a little while there.
Whoa.
Yeah, that is great time for a break. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Go grab a drink, a snack, stretch your legs, whatever you'd like to do. And be right back.
Sweet.
back.
We're back. And so we are back with our one-shot, Cats of CATthulhu. Our 4 players were just left off in Loki's front yard with a giant dog racing towards them and shouting, "Hey, you don't belong here." Yeah. And this dog is giant. This is like a Great Dane Mastiff thing with big red eyes. Looks almost like a small horse. Very scary dog. What do we do?
Loki's human is going to immediately pick him up and start heading back inside the house.
Tilda is going to do what Tilda would normally do as a human in this type of situation.
Oh no.
Which normally, if she had somebody trying to, intimidate her, would sort of tilt her head down and look over the top of her glasses at them. And so she's kind of simulating that movement as a cat. So just putting her head down a little bit, but glaring upwards. And I imagine it probably sounds like a growl to anybody else. Yes, that look, exactly. I imagine it probably sounds like a low growl to other people, but Tilda's going, "Sir, there's no need for this sort of loud shouting. We are in a common area, so you can just chill and go back to your own space."
Loki shouts from his human's arms, "This isn't your place! It's Juliet's! Go away before she gives you another scratch on the nose!"
Charlie looks at Tilda and he says, as much as I appreciate your goal and sense of pride, I would like to remind you that we are much smaller than we normally are, and that is rather large. Might I suggest the best course of action is to leave and reconvene later?
Cat's just like,
I will cover your retreat.
Tilda's like, they are bigger, but 5 of my 6 ends are pointy. It is basically looking back at the dog like, "Sir, this is a Wendy's." Look on her face. But is gonna step a couple of steps behind Tabitha.
So, you, felon, stop this. You have 10 seconds to comply, and I will start counting off out of 8. From 8.
The dog doesn't stop. He's gonna he's very angry, and
The human is yelling, "Yo, Jane, get your dog!"
Jane is nowhere in sight.
The dog has gotten out on its own.
Yes.
So that doesn't stop. You civilians should rather retreat away.
You do not have to tell me twice. And Charlie is going to try to grab Tilda. I imagine he's trying to find a shirt collar or something, but there is nothing. It's like,
You could scruff him.
Tilda glances back at Charlie and goes, "Don't touch me." But I do have one last thing that I want Tilda to try before she runs away. Since the thing worked with the door, Tilda's going to try and make the dog feel like something just pulled its tail. Not like hard, but enough to get his attention and make him think somebody's behind him.
Ooh. I'm gonna treat this like a scrap.
Okay.
And so I roll and you roll. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What now?
So we have dodge, stun, shove, and grab and hurt. So I would say that the dog feels that tug, and it makes him more angry, and he pushes a little bit harder forward, and kind of like takes a paw out and like scratches you for
Okay.
Rude,
One-
but okay.
one injury. Let's see. So what else? This is Tabitha, do you try and attack the dog?
Well, if the dog comes too close, I mean, it's in a jumping range. Tabitha goes straight for dog's face with claws.
Okay. Roll.
Straight for the eyes. 2d6?
Yep. Ooh. Okay. So I would say that yeah, you get that dog in the eye. And you get to choose the result. Is it dodge, stun, shove, grab, or hurt?
Hurt.
Hurt. Yes. The dog has one hurt.
Yes, the dog has one hurt.
One hurt.
So, Charlie, is there any trees nearby?
Yeah, there's a tree.
There are lots of trees.
There's probably a lot of trees.
We have like no fewer than 5 in our yard.
All right.
Whoops.
Yes, I would like to climb up a tree because that instinct is taking over, and Charlie would rather be 10 miles away from that thing.
Hi.
So,
I have no idea how long this is gonna be.
what must I roll?
No, I'm gonna say that you do that fine. You are up that tree.
Excellent.
That sounds like a normal thing that cats can do.
Yes, in fact, Charlie's probably rather surprised at himself that he has been able to just climb a tree so swiftly and so well.
That is very. You're coming into your own as a cat, Charlie.
I wouldn't say that that's a good thing.
Yeah. All right. So, dog has one hurt. I would say you all have. I'll give you all one action. You guys want to get as far away from this dog as possible.
Yeah, I mean, Tilda's definitely running away after getting hit by the paw.
Did I scare the dog away, or does the dog seem still aggressive?
Still aggressive. You did hurt the dog. But let's see. Victim is much larger than the cat, won't suffer real injury. The dog is kind of taken aback a little bit, and is still very aggressive and barking and scary.
Okay,
Am I getting my son?
No, I want to hold.
Oh, okay.
So we'll keep at
Say that
standoffish.
a retreat is most advantageous at this point.
Yep, Tabitha will keep at standoffish distance.
Yeah, he's a meanie.
Are you safe? I'm asking. I'm looking at Tilda. Where is Tilda? Following Charlie?
Huh?
He's actually
Yeah. Tilda's following Charlie, probably up the tree.
So Tabitha is backing slowly to the tree too, keeping my eye at the dog.
And I think
Fine.
Tilda's probably trying to set the dog's fur on fire with magic and just failing and cursing.
Loki, do you want to try and follow your new friends? You can go on an adventure.
See, this is hard because on the one hand, new friends, interesting friends. On the other hand, safety.
Safety's overrated.
They're all just up in a tree.
These new
right
friends, you as a 2-footologist, I think
now. Oh, right.
Loki might be really interested in these new friends who have a lot of information about how 2-foots work.
Yeah, okay, so he's gonna start squirming and trying to get down, and the human is going to start trying to be like, no, dude, stop it. Stop. Loki, no. And Loki goes, Loki, yes!
I'd say you're very successful in losing your human.
Well, he like squirms out of the arms and also out of the harness in the process and like runs up the same tree, and the human's like, I'll come get you in a bit. I need to deal with the dog first. And like starts trying to like get the dog to back off.
Yeah. And that dog is very scary. And I would assume the human doesn't really want to get too close to the dog. The dog is going to occupy the human for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So from the tree, I would say that our cat crew can see a house, maybe a street over, that looks particularly interesting for some reason. It's a house that definitely tugs at your cat's curiosity.
That's where the witch lady lives. We actually do have a neighbor we call the witch lady.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
Which lady?
That lady.
Oh, I was like a fraction of a second too slow. Ah, dank.
Oh.
Maybe she'll
Applaud your
have
efforts.
spell books, and spell books means maybe I can find a way for us to not be cats.
More importantly, perhaps there's an artifact that will take me back home.
That too.
And Tabitha is still screeching at the dog. That was only a warning. Next time I will really mess you up.
I don't think that this dog is capable of reason. Though, yes, you are very threatening, and I am afraid.
And Charlie was correct. The dog was not capable of reasoning. The dog kept barking his head off. Well, I'm assuming you all want to go look into the house.
But we have to get down and
There's
run
probably
off.
enough trees that we can also just do like a cutscene type thing where it's like, and the dog
Core.
was not capable of being reasoned with as our cat crew.
No. You must do it in the radio voice.
Oh, the radio voice, yes. And our fair heroes managed to climb from tree to tree to get to the front yard of the new house. The interesting house. The house of the witch lady.
Charlie is very proud.
Thank you.
Yes. Some branch to jumping montage to the music of very similar to Mission Impossible.
There we go.
Meow, meow.
I was
meow,
thinking
meow,
more
meow,
along the lines
meow,
of yakety sight.
Meow, meow, meow,
Yeah,
meow,
kitty
meow,
fast.
meow, meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
Uh,
Meow.
so
Oh goodness.
that's the thing. You're standing in front of this house. It is like a New England colonial Victorian type house. It's got a big wraparound porch, and it's huge. And you see signs that we established that the previously two-footed cats can read human, and there's a sign outside that says
Sir.
haunted hell house. Now Loki would know that it is Halloween time, though.
Mhm.
Well, how does Loki explain that it's Halloween?
Oh, they put these things up like every year, like around this time, and also like lots of pumpkins with weird faces, and my human like puts on like extra weird things. Like you said something about wings. Like she had wings like around this time last year. But they didn't move or anything. They just kind of were there.
I see. What
Oh.
you seem to be describing is All Hallows Eve, or rather, the day
Halloween.
Halloween. That seems very simplified, but yes.
That's what they call it. Yep.
So you see two foots going into this house, and it seems like they're dressed up in strange 2-foot clothing, and something in your intuition says there's something interesting in this house that needs to be explored.
Tilda's got like intuition and shenanigans, right? Because the dreamers always know when something's up, TM.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could, I suppose, roll to see if I have an inkling, like a gut feeling check. Would that be applicable?
You could, or you could just have a gut feeling. We can roll to see how strong it is.
Okay. Pretty strong.
Oh, it's very strong. So you know that there are a few different items in this house scattered throughout the house that are very important to the mission of getting home.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where we need to be.
I've never been in
But-
this house before. Though to be fair, I haven't been in many houses.
We should probably find a way in that's not, just running past the human, because they'll chase us and throw us out more than likely.
So you are suggesting that we be home intruders.
Cat burglars, if you will.
Cat burglars, yes.
I love it.
Well, if we are being home intruders, there seems to be only one proper way of going about this. Intruder window.
Technically speaking, if it is an open house, then you can.
I don't know,
Intruder.
that sounds like a perfect plan.
You're
But-
saying words weird. Why are you saying the words weird?
That was just me out of character.
Why do you do that?
But yeah, avoiding the crowd in the doors is seems like safe option now. They are so tall.
He's so happy.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I
What's
mean, they've
Should
got a
we-
backyard.
Walk around the
Is the-
house?
Yes,
any-
find open window in trees. That would be
Exactly.
my... Might as well own the situation.
All the windows. Well, I mean, I think one of them might be broken, but most of them have like the weird things that my claws get stuck in.
Oh, screen. Yeah.
right? Huh.
Just keep hitting me in the face, buddy. Why are you like this, sir?
So do you guys want to
That
go
was
around
loud.
what side of the house do you want to try and go around?
Tilda's gonna go left, but she's gonna try to do a 360, like a walk the perimeter and look for openings and escape routes and things like that.
Yeah,
Loki's gonna
Tabitha
do
does
that
the
too.
same.
Yes.
I wish I had I'm basing this on a real house, and I wish I had photos of it. But so as you go, actually, I can just Google Map this.
Excellent technology.
Yes. Let's see.
Oh goodness.
Street view.
Yeah, turn 3D hologram display on. I'm the
Want
future.
to search.
Sorry, my brain is just singing the Kids Bop version of WAP right now.
What? There's a kids pop version of WAP? How? How? How can you kidify that song?
There are floors in this house. Yep.
So I still don't get it. Wait, hold on.
It's waffles and pancakes.
Oh, it's waffles and pancakes.
I hate
That's
this. I hate everything about this.
you!
Oh, thank you, Michael.
Thanks so
Yay.
much for that gifted sub. And then player cat. You can
That's
do
me.
2 plot points, or 2d6s. Basically, you can suggest something into the game. Let me go to the description for 2 plot points. If Twitch would stop freezing on me. Are you kidding me right, meow?
Are
we go.
you kidding?
2 plot points. Player of your choice gets something moderately helpful or unhelpful. Enter any suggestions for the GM into chat, or let the GM come up with something entirely on their own. So, just whichever you decide, and you can throw it in chat.
See, can I share the screen? Is that gonna upset things a lot?
I don't know. It probably will just make the entire, all the video frames look like the screen, so we'll see little windows of what you're talking about. If there's like a link to
We can try.
There's a link to it, you could throw it into chat.
Yeah, that works.
We can look at it that way.
Yep, that's the safest bet, I
Brooks
think.
said should totally spin it on a gang of alley cats picking on the group of milk drinkers.
I was actually thinking about using trying to figure out because he has a collar.
So,
Figuring
nice.
so it's the gray one? Oh, are we looking at the house?
I
am.
I looked at it and in the Zoom chat. Yeah.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's pretty.
So it's in the Google Street View, you can see someone coming up the stairs in the back. So there's a wraparound porch. If you go around to the left, there's a back stairway, and there's a hill behind the house, and there's a door into the basement, and then there's another stairway on the outside of the house that goes back up to the driveway, where there's another entrance to the house. There's a ton of windows. A lot of them don't open. And then there's also the fire escape on the other side of the house.
I see that.
I see, I
Neat.
see.
So there's a lot of entrances.
So I see in this picture that the upstairs little small window is open. Is it the same way for the house that we are in this fictional world?
Oh, can you what did you say?
So I'm looking at the street view of the house,
Yep.
and there's a tiny little window on the second floor that is open.
On the
It's
left
facing
side of the roof.
Yeah, it's facing the front of the house.
Oh.
And it's cracked open,
Yes.
about cat-sized, actually. Um,
We
Yes.
just need to get on that small roof and we're
yeah.
home.
So how do we get on the small roof is the question.
Huh.
Tiny roof.
And how do you do it without? I don't know if the microphone picked that up.
Without
It did.
bell ringing?
I'm actually gonna give you a treat, Raven, for that one.
Thanks.
So now you have 2 treats.
Finding the thing.
I don't know what that does, but it sounds awesome.
It lets you re-roll a roll if you fail it, unless
Um,
it's like a dire challenge.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can re-roll a roll. I think you can also. I also think you can use it to heal yourself if you need to. Or the treats. You can. We can keep playing while I look this up. Well, the cat hands out a treat. The cat herder hands out a treat whenever you've done something clever, unexpected, or amusing.
Okay.
After,
So, the
you
open
can-
window that you're looking at on the second floor, is it like? I see there's like the circular tower-ish part of the house, and then on the second floor there's like 3 windows, and the one on the left.
It's
that the open
it's
one?
more a window on the left wall. There's a like small.
So
small
if you yeah, it's kind of hard to describe, but like if you're looking at the left side of the house, it's on the second floor, and it's like the only front-facing window on the left wall on the second floor. It's just like this
It's
short
on the left
little
wall,
skinny one.
but front facing.
Yeah,
Oh, I see the one you're talking about.
Yeah. So if you move.
'Cause here's the thing. Connected to that little roof, there's a drain pipe.
It's there. Is that?
Yeah. So
I
if
see.
you look on the right side of the door, like where the edge of that little porch roof is, there's a drainage pipe for the gutters.
Oh, it is.
Oh, you're right.
Of course, we can always practice some cat parkour.
Core.
But
Or percore.
Percore.
I wish I
yeah.
could take credit for that. I can't.
we should be careful though. We don't want to end this in catastrophe.
Fuck you.
What's one more scar to the collection? Burst Abita and starts climbing.
Oh,
Yes.
you're gonna start climbing the thing.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I would say that for Charlie, he's going to be looking at the house adjacent of it. And
Adjacent, I see.
Oh, yeah.
Don't make fun of how I say words.
Oh, I wasn't. I like fun ways to say words.
It looks like, so, full disclosure, this is like one of the houses, this house that I'm basing this off is one of the houses I grew up in, but we don't own anymore. So it's not my house. I don't live here. You can't swap this house and expect to hurt me.
And
I know that
Raquel,
there's-
why would we want to swat you?
Because we're cats.
You know, because yeah, cats like swatting, but they do it flies and things like that. But so yeah, there's a fire escape on the back of kind of like that porch
Mm-hmm.
on the house adjacent, so you can definitely climb up. But that is a very distant jump between that and the other. That's like a good 12 feet. So I would say if you want to try and jump up across, that might be a difficult challenge.
I think I'm gonna go for the I think I'm gonna go for the drainage ditch as well.
Yeah, I think Charlie's like thinking about like, okay, can I climb up, jump over, and then he looks at all the other cats already climbing up the tree and
The
or the drain. Yeah, it's like, oh, I suppose that works. Very well then.
All
Why
right.
am I trying to do this the hard way?
So I would say everybody roll to, we'll do a normal challenge
Two
to get up
successes.
the
Two
thing.
successes.
So Tabitha and Tilda make it up just fine.
I got 1 success.
One success.
I think I got 2 failures.
2 failures. Everybody but
Incorrect.
Charlie makes it up. Loki
Yeah.
stumbles a little bit.
Oh, I
And,
was thinking that his tag would like be knocking into it and making noise and stuff.
But yes, that's a very good idea.
Oh yeah, that's 2 fails
Yeah,
for sure.
1 and 2. That's 2 failures.
Yep. And Charlie can't negotiate that drain pipe there. That is just.
You know, I was able to get this earlier with the tree. I assumed that it wouldn't be that hard.
Oh,
Well-
I seem to have assumed wrong.
the tree's got more like give. There's not. You can't really put claws into this thing. It's tricky. Try going for where the braces are, because you can kind of claw into that
The
a little
braces.
bit.
The
Where it's
Right.
attached to the house. Yeah.
You wanna
There's
try-
be a name for that.
Try to do that again.
Yeah, let's try again. All right, that's way better. 3 and 6.
Okay, yeah, you make it up. But I would say with Loki's noise, partial success, Loki makes a noise and I would say you might have drawn attention and that we should be very quiet and sneaky from here on out. Otherwise the 2 foots might notice. So there's the window. You could probably claw out the screen and get into the window. Any objections or should I just narrate you
No,
guys
listen.
entering this house?
No, now listen,
Loki is
now
not
listen.
going to be the one to do it because that's
Tabitha's already
That's
there,
hard.
but
Oh, yeah,
Charlie's like,
Tabitha's
this
gonna
is
do
someone's
it, okay.
property. Why, you know, me being an honorable man, I take slight to, you know, damaging other people's property, and you know,
So-
money goes
You-
into that.
You're from the past, right? You can-
Yes, certainly.
Yeah, you can leave. You
Certainly.
can you can send them a check to be collected in 30, 40, 50 years.
And how much money would this even be?
No idea. We have no idea what the date is, and then the inflation rates.
Probably like 35 cents. But put it in a savings account so it
There you go.
accumulates with inflation.
Now, is there no better way?
I would say by now, is it fair to say that Tabitha just totally ripped a hole in this screen?
Or, well,
Probably yes.
Charlie's like, oh, well, I wasn't the one who did it, so I suppose it's fine. I suppose.
Tilda's just following Tabitha right through, going, "Come on, goody two, or 4 shoes now, I guess." But whatever. Charlie, come on.
Also, technically, I'm a police officer, and I'm I'm not saying I can break in because I'm police officer, but I know the law. Owner of the animal is responsible for the destruction of the property.
Also, you're a cat.
Exactly. So, and because we are magically transformed into cats, ownership is very difficult to establish, and the lawyers
I
can
see.
process over it in the next 20 years for the next 20
No,
years, and nobody will get closer to any truth. Let's go inside.
Stan, you are the bad cop in this scenario.
I love
No.
Tabitha's like
Magic
saying the
magic tends
process.
to bend the rules a little.
All right.
It's extreme
Very well.
and extreme and unusual circumstances. That's fine.
Exactly.
So when you enter this house, into this room, it's a room with two doors, kind of like you can see on the map. It kind of like juts out a little bit from the wall. It's like it's separated a little bit from the rest of the house, and it's got two doors on either side of the. There's one on the same side of the room as the window, and there's another one on the opposite side of the room. And in this room is like a really bad paper mache. Like if you've ever seen those paper mache mannequins that they made for when they escaped from Alcatraz.
No.
Oh, so it's just really bad paper mache.
Okay.
And it doesn't really look like people, but you can tell they're supposed to be people. And it's a guy and a girl, and they're holding hands and kissing. And there's a weird, like the way this is set up, it's really bad, but at the same time, you get this idea that like, you know, they're doing something bad or wrong. There might be a sign on the wall that says, holding hands leads to more things, or like idle hands do the devil's work, or whatever that maxim is. And it's, you know, it's very poorly made and very judgy. Yeah.
I don't understand why humans do that thing with
Hey,
their mouths.
you. Charlie, do you want to see a real
Yes.
crime? This is a crime.
Well, what is? Oh, a poorly made art. Yes, I agree.
So, like, why do people do that thing with their mouths, though?
It's very fun. Fun. That's the word we're gonna go with.
How about we tell you when you're older?
I'm 2 whole years old. I'm an adult.
Yes, and a child.
No. I haven't been a child for a whole year.
Oh.
Just
That
because I'm
type of-
small doesn't mean I'm a child.
No.
So that type of stuff can potentially lead to human kittens.
Oh, human kittens. I get it. That took me way longer than it should have. Tilda, you feel your intuition.
But that's never happened when Nana and her girlfriend do that.
It's other things have to happen too. That's just like the precursor, and sometimes they just stop at the precursor, and sometimes they keep going. And much like this conversation, we're just going to move along.
Yeah. And oh, where was it? So Tilda, your intuition of where these artifacts are There's one above you, one below you, and there's one that's kind of moving around the house.
I'm gonna start with the one above us. Start trying to get up to that.
Okay. So if you exit this room, there is a hallway. If you exit it, so if you're looking at the doors, the door on the right, and you're like on the same side as the window, leads into two other rooms, or is a hallway with three other doors, and the hallway kind of snakes around this room, and then goes into like what might be a kitchen.
Okay.
I would like to mention that Loki jingles every time he moves.
Tilda's looking for stairs. Just walking along the wall, like staying close to the wall, right by the baseboard.
So
Just looking around for stairs that go up.
after a little bit of just walking, Charlie's like, "Now, let me see that," and starts looking at Loki's collar. No, this certainly won't do. And can I?
Yeah, this is a good idea you have here. Yeah, do that.
Yes. So, yeah, he's going to try to rip it off.
That's not necessarily difficult if you do it in the right way. All of the cat's collars have those like easy pull off clasps so that they don't choke on things.
Mm.
The breakaway collar.
Yes, the breakaway collars.
That's the one. That's what Jane and Glitch both have.
And that's
Okay.
what he has.
Okay. So, must I roll something?
Is Loki willingly
Loki's like,
allowing-
what are you doing? Loki doesn't know what are you doing?
I have the element of surprise.
I would say roll scrap. Both of you roll 2d6.
Oh, okay.
4 and the 5.
Midnight.
Oh dear.
Whoa!
So midnight means, well, everything always means
Midnight means double sixes.
right.
Critical success.
That is a critical success, and you get to narrate what's happening.
I want to know how Charlie is trying to do this. Like, what is Charlie doing? Did he like, Loki was like kind of proud when you were like looking at the collar. He was like, yeah. And he like, I have seen him like shake his head just to make it make noise.
Yeah.
He like,
No.
likes it.
Well, Charlie, I imagine, I mean, he's still trying to be human. He's still trying to, get his hands on things. So I imagine he tries to, like, pull it off.
Like, does he try to go for the clasp? So, fun fact, the clasp is right around where the bell is for some reason.
Huh. Or somewhere around there, yes.
So Loki probably instinctively pulls back. Hold on a second. I just want to see something. Hey baby, can I see your collar? Yeah. Oh, he just lets me play with that. Yeah. All right. It doesn't snap when you pull directly on the clasp, so I think the way that it snaps off is if you pull backwards on it as opposed to forwards on it.
You gotta have some leverage.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say it doesn't come off. You can kind of get your paws on it and your paws slip off when he pulls back and it's still there. It doesn't come off.
Ah, yes, I've forgotten. No opposable thumbs. Regardless, that
Opposable what
color
now?
in, how people have thumbs. How would one describe thumbs? Oh, that's beside the point. the point is, you're making an awful lot of noise for this to be incognito.
Incog what?
Oh God. The point is, the colors should stay outside.
Oh.
We are in the process of being sneaky.
But I like it.
Then you can have it back once we are not trying to hide. And sneak.
But I don't know how it comes off, though. Mom puts it on and off.
Oh, we know how to do it, I think.
Yes, that's what I was attempting to do, and I would rather like it if you didn't resist this time. It will be merely outside. Not a fuss.
What if someone takes it?
No, I'll take it.
We'll
I
hide.
don't know that.
Tabitha looks under the furniture. We'll find the tide. Well, we will hide under the.
No. I think that's a terrible idea. Let's not hide it in the house, in case we have to take another way back out. That's why I think outside would be much better.
Tilda at this point has looked back and is just like, why are they still not following? I was just gonna keep looking for stairs. Trying to get upstairs.
So if you exited left or right?
While Charlie and Tabitha are talking back and forth to themselves about hiding, Loki's going to try to follow Tilda. He does make soft jingling noises as he moves. So he can't exactly be sneaky about it. But he's he's following Tilda.
The 3 doors were to the right? Was that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that direction. Because she's hoping one of those lead to stairs.
Okay, so I would say all of these doors are open. So the door immediately to your right is stairs leading down. In the hall, the room right across that you can see, there's a bunch of baby mannequins. Some of them are hanging from the ceiling, and they have little wings, and others are like on the ground. And you can also kind of see 2 adult mannequins that are dressed like Carmen Miranda, and they're holding a pole in between the 2 of them. And if you peek in a little bit further, you can see on the wall, it's written, aborted babies don't go to heaven. They have to play limbo for the rest of their lives. Or for the rest of eternity.
So let's just look at this like, wow. That kind of, okay. She sort of calls back to the rest of the group, quietly, but still calling back. Like, new plan. We're gonna get the things we need, and then we're gonna burn this house down.
Wait. I think there's a rule of paw that says if you can't see each other, you can't talk except in meows.
Then I will yell this quietly at Loki, because Loki is following.
Loki is following you, yes.
Pass it on.
Well, I mean,
because I don't want to be out.
Charlie and Tabitha probably absolutely noticed that.
Oh yeah, Loki tried to be sneaky but failed because,
Yeah, he's like, let's say we just try to snack.
He's asleep in the corner. He's so cute. I love him so much. Okay.
Well, yeah, maybe we will make more noise by trying to remove it than it is making it now, I think.
The clasp is right by the bell.
And so for maybe to kind of make this a moot point, there is a 2-foot. So I described the first 2 doors. The third door, behind the third door, there's a 2-foot. She's an actress. She's dressed like the mannequin, the girl mannequin in the first room you were in. She's kind of sitting over another mannequin that looks like the boy mannequin, but he's on the ground and he has X's for eyes and his tongue sticking out. And she's just like acting very badly and saying, "Oh no, he's dead," and "Oh no, he did it himself." We're gonna gloss over that because we all know what that means. But it's really bad acting and really poorly and really judgy. And you can kind of get a sense that this is just like really. This is a house you should burn down.
I am so mad. Wow, I am livid. Sorry, out of character. I am livid. Wow.
That's why I was like, yeah, we should just burn this house down.
I've been there. I am
thanks
livid.
for the raid, Michael.
All right.
Yeah, I was just like, is this like just like a ultra conservative like Catholic house?
No. Well, this house was a Catholic house.
Seems like
that's evangelical. Like Catholics only go to church on Christmas and Easter.
Falsehood. I was raised Catholic and I had to go to church every Sunday for the first 16 years of my life.
That's true.
That's
they
why
do
I
go
said
to
extra
every day.
Conservative Catholic,
but like,
because that does sound like the extreme end of it.
And my youth group told me I was going to go to hell for being gay. So
this is more like this is definitely like evangelical, like go to church every day.
Okay. I grew up in the Southeast, so I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah, this is like this is the Joel Osteen. What's Tammy Faye Baker's husband's name? That guy.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Like this is the like not just evangelical, but like televangelical.
Like televangelists, yeah.
Yeah, like this is just they don't even like that's kind of part of the like the babies are gonna play limbo for the rest of eternity. They don't even read the Bible. They just
don't.
They just make money.
It's like
so. Like this is
Christian, and I'm like, let's burn this house down.
Yeah, this is one of those. I'm not here to shit on Christianity. I'm here to shit on people who use Christianity to get money.
Yes.
Here's what I say is that it's a cult.
Yes.
Yes, cult speed.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a person who is very badly acting.
Oh yeah, and crying and making noise. So that's gonna kind of cover up the noise you're making.
Oh, the jingles.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice. So stairs. Where are the upstairs?
Oh, so you can go down the hall, past the room you started in. And you come into a kitchen. Oh, and this whole floor is kind of like the story of like this couple that in the kitchen you see this couple like they're eating. The whole room smells like shellfish. There's like lobsters everywhere, and like because that's evil too. You can't eat shellfish, and
why?
So, like, it's in Leviticus. I don't know.
Oh, so many really stupid things are in the book.
It's like it's somewhere in the same book as that passage that people argue it's in the Bible that you can't be gay.
Miss Havisham called and she wants her house back.
But in that kitchen, there's a doorway with stairs that lead both up and down.
Awesome. I want to go upstairs and find the thing that we need to find, so that once we find all the things we need to find, I can find like the garage or the storage room where they keep the flammable things.
Ooh, yes. There's a garage and then there's an under garage.
I I feel
thought
very
you went.
incorrect.
Wait, did you go upstairs or downstairs?
Upstairs.
Okay, up. Okay.
I
Just one of
feel
the things
very
that we
in
need is upstairs.
character. Me and Tabitha are as one. So you said food, essentially.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
there's shellfish. They have shrimp. There's a shrimp cocktail there. If you want it, it's supposed to be very tempting.
Oh, that
Oh,
sounds so
I'm
good.
tempted. I'm too tempted. I'm successfully tempted.
Well, here's my question: is how old is this fish? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
they
all
buy
in
it.
Tilda.
They buy it every day and set it up every
Oh,
day, and
God.
they.
What
Well,
is
it's
this
okay. So
house?
this is New England. This is 20 minutes from the ocean. It's really shrimp is pretty. I don't know if it's that cheap, but it's cheap enough that they can do that. And they
So-
also are
Interesting,
televangelists, so they
interesting.
have the money.
So is
Um,
this house just like a museum, not
I
actually
am
like a
deeply
house?
amused.
It's set up like a haunted house. Have you ever heard of hell houses? Like the
Yeah.
the evangelical
like-
like
Okay.
it's a haunted house, but it's more like set up to say, oh, you're going to hell if you do this or you do that. And
Yeah.
This is
I've seen those.
fantastic because the lady that we call Witch Lady because we moved here when I was 9 and my mom didn't want us using the B word.
no.
So she
Oh,
she
witch.
wasn't a witch. She was nasty. So this fits. This is very accurate.
Yeah, I know
Tabitha
what
wants
type
to
of thing you're
jump
talking
on
about.
the table, or whatever the food is on.
So yeah, you can chow down and
You know, I would assume snacking. I wouldn't say this is the time and place for snacking, as hungry as you may be.
I'm
If you want
assuming
a snack,
Loki
you can
and
have a
Tilda
snack.
are already upstairs at this point.
Clearly, you know nothing about orcs.
May I remind you that you are not an orc. You are a cat.
Yes, that is why I can eat it raw, not fried.
I
Although
mean,
I still think that the it needs to be prepared in some way because I know there's parts of it that are toxic. Shrimp anyway.
oh, shrimp. Yes, what you need to do is devein it. Not that it's
Right.
toxic. It just has, an intestine.
It's just grody.
Yes. So
Fair enough.
funny story. My mom would prepare her own shrimp every year for Valentine's Day. Turn it into a shrimp pasta, and she would have us devein it the wrong way because there is a main artery through the front of it, but down the back is where the poop hole is. I didn't understand why I didn't like eating those shrimp.
Raw shrimp is safe for cats, and most cats enjoy it. Just make sure that you've thoroughly cleaned the shrimp, removed the digestive tract, and haven't added any seasonings to it.
So, GM Cat, how do you feel that you're now herding cats, like figuratively?
Me? Oh
well.
no, I'm very used to herding cats and cat herding. Before I was a tabletop RPG player, I was an Ingress player. And
Okay, that's fair.
if you've ever played Ingress or done like anomalies, you have like the entire planet full of people that are on the same team as you, and you have to like organize people that can't even speak the same language you do. It's wild, and we're all in Brooklyn, New York, and it gets wild. But anyway,
Okay, to cut it short, Tabitha will chow down on few, and actually, I want it served normally as back home. Yeah,
nice.
back to
Nice.
the point in.
Meanwhile, Tilda and Loki are upstairs now, right?
Right.
What do we see?
So upstairs, there's and the door. There's another kitchen to your left. There's a dude.
Many kitchens.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of kitchens in this house. There's another kitchen. It's got a dude with a sitting at a table with a bunch of papers, and there's I think he's an actor, and there's a mannequin that looks like the mannequin's downstairs, and he just says over and over again, "Nope, you're not allowed into heaven," over and over again.
Even though there's no one else here, he's just saying it over and over?
Pretty much.
Wow. Does he have a glass of water or something?
I think so.
Okay, good. Otherwise, I'd be deeply concerned.
He probably heard some kind of noise on the stairs.
Oh, heard the stairs creaking probably when he came up.
And he can't hear you. You can hear him, or like he can't see you. He can hear you. You can't hear him. But if you go to the other side, there's 2 rooms, and they're kind of set up more like heaven-y type garb. Like, this is obviously heaven. It's up at the top of the and this is what you have awaiting you when you're a good person. In one of those rooms, you find a crawl space, and in that crawl space, you find a book. It's a spell book, and it says Transdimensional Portals for Idiots and Cats, which are 2 separate things, very separate things. That's the entire title.
Absolutely. Tilda looks at this and just like,
Oki cannot read, but the humans that were turned into
This
cats can. So Loki's
Yeah.
like,
This is one of those things that they like to stare at for a long time.
yeah.
But it's different from the glow box.
It's called a book. They're very important.
Oh.
This one's title seems eerily specific. But
You understand it?
yes,
What's it say?
it says transdimensional portals for idiots and also cats.
these are very different things.
Yes, they are.
No, that's the
Persistence.
title. The title said something about them being different things.
Oh, was
Right.
that also in the title?
Yeah.
These
These are 2 very separate things.
perfect. I love that title. All right, let's see what it says. And Tilda's gonna, lift up the cover with her paw and try to flip through it as best she can,
And
looking for the spell.
as you do this, it's not really like, it kind of explains that sometimes there's wormholes and people fall into wormholes, and then there's anachronisms in space and time, and you basically want to connect anachronistic things to like bring anachronistic things together, and they resonate in a way that allows them to return home.
Okay.
I guess Charlie and Tabitha in the meantime catch up with.
I
The rest-
Unless anything bad happens with the shrimp.
I very rarely do this, but I really think this would be great.
Press X to down type.
There we go. I'm gonna spend a plot point. So I think it'd be hilarious if this book also had like a sticker on it that says, to be burned.
Oh yeah, that would be funny.
I feel like the book they've tried to destroy it before and it hasn't worked, so they just shoved it in here and they're like, we're gonna try to burn it with like holy fire at some point, but right now we need to set up the hell house.
I feel like
Or
this
something.
book has just been there forever and wouldn't, like, they never noticed it.
Oh,
Or
really?
was like lost.
Yeah,
This is
That's
certainly
kinda-
one hell of a house for sure.
yeah.
Now,
But we can, yes, that was
Bad
a
Raven.
plot point.
I don't know if to be the bearer of bad news, but from my extensive research into the occult, might I remind you that cats, that cultists quite often like to kill cats around Halloween.
They do.
Let
What?
them
Horrible.
try.
Is that a thing?
Yes,
Yeah, it is.
especially black cats.
Oh,
Wait,
Why
Because
you
people are
keep your cats
monsters.
inside during Halloween?
because why?
I said
missed
because people
something.
are monsters.
Yes.
Oh.
No, this is unfortunately an occurrence that happens around Utah.
That's awful.
Mm-hmm.
And terrible. And
Not as bad as the pit bulls being stolen in South Carolina, rural, to be in dog fights.
Yeah. So, in less depressing
Anyways,
news,
humans are trash. Moving on.
Yes, but Charlie brings this up. He's like, I hate to be to arouse suspicion, but I do admit that everything about the situation is suspicious.
Pretty
The timing
sus.
is suspicious. In that book that specifically speaks of cats, yeah, that's rather suspicious. I would be on guard. I'd rather not end up as a sacrifice.
oh yeah, that would be horrible. That would be not a good thing.
Now I'm suspicious.
I
Be not a good
hadn't
thing.
thought of that. I really haven't. I'm not.
We have to
really.
wrap up in a
No.
half hour, right?
Within
yeah.
the next few minutes.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure that I was
Um,
keeping track of time correctly. I remember Raven saying that she had to go at 5:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I was kind of
I've got
hoping to.
I've got like 30 minutes before
Okay.
I need to run.
Sweet.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Right. I was kind of hoping to be
Suspicious.
done around this
Don't be
time, but
suspicious.
I'm cool with running it as far as we should or could, or we can finish it.
So, wait.
I'll move quickly and be very goal oriented.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Okay.
Oh,
um
if you were put here to maybe be sacrificed, we should get you home fast.
I mean,
That's the goal. Yes.
we would be rather strong magical components in a spell. That is a good point.
Just like headbutts Tilda. You knew where this one was. You have like Sensi shenanigans. Where's the next one?
Sensei. That seems like an odd brand of candle or something.
Oh my god.
it does, doesn't it?
It does.
There's one downstairs, and then there also seems to be one that's moving around quite a bit.
Probably on something alive.
So the one that's moving around seems closer. It's down, but it seems closer than the one that's all the way down that's not moving. And I would also say that so if you came in on the second floor, the one that's moving around is on the first floor, and the one that's not moving around is in the basement. And luckily for you, that stairway that you came up goes to all those floors.
Okay.
So I still realize that. So we will end in basement.
Moving one
Right.
or down one, deep down one.
Moving one is on the way.
Well, I guess it
Yes,
depends
I
on
would
what it's moving on, or what it's on that's moving. Because if it's a person, then that might be a little bit harder to grab that off of them and then go get the last one.
We may
Oh,
need
Do we
some
need to
people.
take the book with us?
Perhaps I will suggest splitting up. One team take one thing, and the other take the other.
We can't split up if only Tilda can sense what it is.
Oh, that's
Knowing
true.
knowing where that is and knowing what it is might be two different things.
So, based on the conversation that you all have had, and I would say Tilda remembers that Tabitha mentioned a cat pendant that they were wrapping up for evidence,
Yes.
and that would make sense for some reason that it's moving and a cat pendant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And I
So
guess
putting two and two together, it might be reasonable to believe that it's on a person.
so the pendant on the person is similar to the one that brought me here, and probably the thing in the basement is something Charlie would recognize.
Yeah. That would that tracks.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
Do we have to take the book with us?
You could.
So let's split.
I would
have
say
an
it's
idea.
small enough that you can hold it in your mouth.
No,
You-
the point is, do we need to bring it though?
If I don't need to, then I'll leave it.
I would say you would need to. Like you're gonna need to come back to it at some point.
Okay, then yeah, I will.
Let's just hope
Grab onto it.
Charlie's artifact is something small.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
I can hold it if you want me to. I
Yeah,
don't
that'd be
know
great.
anything about the things, but I'm good at holding stuff.
No.
That'd be great.
I will.
'cause I don't want to hold it in my mouth.
I will need. No. Leave the book. I will need you. I will need your help.
Talking to
Who's
Loki?
Yes.
You need my help?
Yes.
With what?
You will have very important role.
I carry a book.
No. We will come back here. I think.
But that's a lot going up and down the stairs.
We are cut. We move swiftly and fast, right?
I don't like stairs.
Okay.
He doesn't. He will like sit at the bottom of the stairs and stare up at me and be sad that he has to go up the stairs.
Charlie, what was the artifact that we were looking at before you teleported here?
What was it? It was a bust. A bust of Bastet.
So Loki is like slowly going towards the stairs, like keeping the book in his mouth and up. She's got the spine in his mouth and it's
Okay,
up
so
so it
we'll-
doesn't open.
We will end in the basement then.
Very well. Well,
And he does this thing where he like steps down onto one step and then steps down onto the next
I will
step.
need somebody's help with the thing on the middle floor.
yes,
Hmm.
certainly.
Oh yes, you look like you would do the part nicely.
I have mixed feelings about this, but I'm assuming you are meaning bait.
Yes, of course.
Yes. Okay. This could go poorly.
No, you are just a very nice looking fellow, I have to admit. And
Thank you. I certainly know so.
and I hope the human that carries the pendant shares my opinion.
Purebreds do tend to be more eye-catching.
I do believe that I mean, I still have the suspicion that we maybe sacrificed the devil or some sort. But
As
if
long
you
as
know what you're doing,
as long as they bow down at least a little, then the job is done.
very well. I mean, I'm of the opinion that we get this done as quickly as possible. So yes.
So yes, you attract humans' attention and make it just bow down a little to a more approachable height, and I grab the thing. And
Very
we
well.
run.
Yes. This certainly sounds like a plan.
Should we fast forward to
Loki at this point has carefully made it to the bottom of the stairs.
You two can head to the basement in the meantime.
Okay.
all right.
Okay, down the stairs.
So we're gonna assume that we're gonna fast forward to the part where Tabitha and Charlie are enacting this plan. Let's roll for the things. Charlie, roll for cuteness, which is the same roll as every other roll. And attracting the human.
Very well. You said the same as every other roll, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 2 and a 4. So a failure and a success.
Yes, that is a partial success. So you attract the human, and the human is bending down, but the human is not happy that you're there.
Oh,
You're not charming the human. You are distracting the human.
Meow. Yes, I am in fact a cat, and that's
Well-
not a good look you're giving me.
that was a possible explanation about that was a possible thing about cats we knew, but soon the human will be more interested in me because I'm
Sure.
jumping at its neck.
Yes. Roll
And
to
I'm
jump.
two's rolling. 4 and 6.
Ooh, so that is a double success. And I would say, yeah, you managed to get that pendant.
Whatever scratches I managed to put on human are just extra.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I would say both roll again to kind of get away from the human, who will most certainly kick you out if they catch you.
Okay, very well. Now there's no need for such hostility. Don't you understand that I am quite the godly cat? Certainly.
Did you say Gumby cat?
Godly.
Oh.
So that's a 3 and a 5.
Yeah.
2 successes.
Oh yeah, you get out of there.
And from me, it's a partial.
I would say you get out of there, but it's the human kind of shoos you out of the door. And so now you're outside of the house, but you're not so far away from the rest of the group that you can't figure out how to get back with them. You could probably go hang out by the back door that goes into the basement.
Yes, I wanted to go straight to the basement. I thought about those windows in the front. But if
Yes.
there is a door to the basement, then it's like for a coal chute
Yeah.
or something like that. It's even.
So there's a door in the backyard that goes straight into the basement, and you can just run into that door. It's open. In the
Okay.
backyard, there's a bunch of signs, and one of them says, oddly enough and weirdly enough, Fred Phelps burns in hell.
Fred.
Which is a
Who?
really bizarre statement. Fred Phelps, yeah.
Who the fuck is
Who?
Fred Phelps?
I don't know.
Oh,
that
Westboro
sounds-
Baptist Church.
Ah.
Was the major, and and it's probably something along the lines of because he was a civil rights lawyer before he was a Baptist preacher.
I didn't
Um,
know the name of the person, but the name of the church is familiar to me.
Yeah.
Even far out on the other side of the ocean.
There's a lot of weird stuff. In the basement, it's kind of dressed up to look like hell. There's all kinds of red and orange spiky cardboard, that is supposed to be flames. There's a section that this is a huge basement, and there's a section of it that is kind of meant to be hell, and you can tell that the rest of the basement was ignored. In that section, you can kind of start to find that last artifact that's kind of drawing your attention psychically. Roll to find it.
Oh, wait. She's the right cat for the job, right?
Yeah.
So that's one automatic success.
Yeah, so you get one automatic success.
Raven,
We haven't really had a right cat for the job roll at this point.
you're rolling to
Unless
find
they
the
were-
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were still talking to the other cats.
Oh no,
No.
we're back in the
Really?
basement.
Okay.
Oh,
Two
I-
successes.
I might have ADD jumped there where I
I
forgot
totally get
that.
that.
yeah.
No.
Two successes to find the one in the basement.
I would say you're preaching to the choir when it comes to ADHD and jumping.
Yeah, it gets a little it's a pain in the ass when I'm GMing or cat herding. But besides that,
You have to herd your own brain. Yes, I know that very
this is
well.
true. Two successes. You find what seems to be Charlie, how big is this cat bust? This Bastet bust, this Bast bust, if you will.
I would say that it's about, palm. Imagine like Indiana Jones' idol,
Okay.
right? That's what I think, and it's mostly just the head of Bastet
Right.
with like jeweled eyes and.
Shenanigans.
How
As
easy
long
is this going to be for cats to get?
It's
And I
going
would-
to be difficult.
And I would say about this time, Charlie is coming over and has rejoined Tilda and Loki.
Is this the thing? Is this your thing?
Well, indeed it is. I would say that that looks exactly like the one that I used or was holding when I got here. That's
So then we
My
just need
gosh.
the other. We just need the big one, the
that big one.
tabby one. Tabufa. Tabufa.
Well, isn't that the amulet?
Oh, you have it?
Yes.
I thought Tabitha had it, and then Tabitha got booted out.
Oh, did she get booted out?
Ish.
She's in the backyard.
I'm taking
so-
longer route to
Yeah.
the basement.
So we just need to put these three things together, and then we can get out of here. Right?
Yep.
Okay, so we just gotta get Tabitha here or this stuff out of the house.
Yeah, you probably need all.
Say that moving the bust will be quite difficult without opposable thumbs.
Why?
Right.
Isn't it roundish? And it's like, if it's like is it like a small idol or like a big idol?
It's Indiana Jones, so
I've never seen Indiana Jones. You'll have to
boy.
send me a picture.
It's about the size of like
yay.
It's like the size of a giant ketchup bottle.
yeah.
But
Yes,
it's probably made
and-
of something heavy.
Yes, a metal.
Loki kind of like paws at it and tries to knock it over so you can like roll it.
And how do you propose we get this up the stairs?
We don't have to get it up the stairs. You said Tabitha got kicked outside. We just gotta go it out there. I know how to open doors. You gotta
Is
hold
there
down
a
on the
basement
thing.
door?
Yeah, there's a basement door that opens to the backyard.
Okay.
Very well.
But
Well,
but before
if
you
we
make any
all-
headway, Tabitha will be probably coming through it with the pendant in mouth. So
How are
Yeah.
you gonna get? Oh, did you open the door in? Did you figure out how to do that? Oh, I
I would-
forget that you guys are all humans. Never mind.
I think so my thought with having this as like a hell house is the fact that all the doors are open, so you don't have to try and get the doors open.
Exactly. That's what I
Nice.
meant when I say we
It's-
are not intruders if it's open.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really stupid. If all your doors are open, people are gonna steal your shit.
Precisely.
I mean,
I
we're
mean-
stealing their shit, so.
I mean, yeah, there's
Well, technically, it's not theirs though, because it's yours. It's just in the wrong place, right?
yeah.
Tilda looks at all the cats and goes, "Look, why don't we just work together? We'll roll it towards the door. Tabitha will get in here, and then we'll put the things together and go home."
Yes, I would say so.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that you do, and we can probably kind of epilogue this, or
Okay.
we can conclude that happens. And how do you burn the house down? There's
Are they gonna
there's a
burn it?
garage in the backyard.
They don't disappear immediately?
I'm gonna say Tabitha would probably have to open the book again and
Till
say a word or two to activate
that.
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I wanna find out how you burn this house down.
Well, we will need to start the fire before we go.
Yeah.
Now, I actually take a slight to this. I mean, yes, these are not. This is clearly a cult, but I don't see any reason to make them angry. It's none of our business.
Is that convincing?
Unless
No.
someone tells him to put it down, Loki still has the book. He's just looking around.
It's none of our business, and yes, it's terrible art, and yes, quite not in the best taste, but I certainly wouldn't say
Right,
you should...
Charlie's from the 1930s,
Yes, he is.
which means that this is normal for Charlie.
That's true.
Yeah.
Would it be though?
No.
I mean,
I
a
would...
little extreme, but
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
a little
this is
more normal
extreme.
than it would be in modern times.
Uh,
Yes,
I feel like it would be
granted,
shocking in the amount of like the audacity of it.
Yes.
But like the ideology behind it might not be that weird or that unheard of.
It's the right thing, but people, polite people don't do the right things. They just go quiet about things, right? So
Yes.
kind of vibe.
Well, yeah, he does research into cults and things like that, but he isn't the one to say bring them to justice. He's no vigilante. He's only a reporter that reports upon the things, the
Can't
injustices.
Tell you what, Charlie, you go down there with Loki with the book and make sure that everything's in order. Tabitha and I are gonna make sure that the coast is clear, and then we'll come back and we'll all leave.
You do feel quite strongly about this, don't you?
You have no idea.
Okay.
Hmm.
Where are we going?
And look, I'm an orc. Soon you will learn what that means in your timeline. And you understand, burn and pillage is kind of right thing.
I wouldn't say it's ever the right thing, but
You will read it in a proper
Charlie,
context.
where are
I'm
we
sure.
supposed to go? They said you're supposed to go somewhere with me. Where are
very
we
well.
going?
Ooh, outside to keep what is it? Keep watch.
Oh, okay.
Pad, jingle, jingle.
Very well. Yes, knocking that thing out the door, the bust of Bastet is probably very difficult, but
Okay, so here's my idea. If it's a basement with storage stuff, I imagine there's probably paints or maybe paint thinner or something flammable like that. And if it's a New England home, I imagine there's probably a space heater stored somewhere in there. Possibly.
I wouldn't say there's a space heater.
Or maybe
like
matches.
everything is just, there's this really old boilers. There's like 7 of them. There's a pilot light.
That'll work.
There's probably at least 1 or 2 tanks of gasoline because the economy goes up and down so much that, you know, and my grandfather would have been the type to store extra gas.
Okay.
From when the gas prices are so low.
Tilda, we'll look to Tabitha then and go, all right, so what if we just like I think the magic stuff that I've got's strong enough to like at least bump that into the pilot light.
Well, knocking stuff is what cats do. So
That's true.
I think you are worrying about the easier part. The harder part is timing everything so we don't get fried.
Well, that's why I was suggesting like magically moving it so that we're not like right next to it when it catches on fire.
Oh no, we can knock it down. It will keep flowing. It's only putting the fire in the right place in time is the problem.
Oh, so you want to like dump out the gas and then the fumes eventually will ignite and it'll catch the rest of the gas on fire, and I like that plan. It's like a fuse, but not. Okay. Tilda's gonna start trying to knock over the gas can.
And you do, because we know cats, if they can do anything, they knock
They
stuff
knock
over
shit
all the
over.
time.
All the time.
Especially if it
Um,
contains any liquid.
Yeah.
And I would say that the house burns long and hard and fast, and we can I will let it out. I will leave it to the viewer as to whether or not the actors inside make it out or not. You know, depending on what makes you feel comfortable.
Loki's gonna kind of just get it far enough away from the blaze that it's not too dangerous, and then put the book down.
Yeah.
I think the people get out.
I've got teeth marks in this stick now. Whoops.
There's enough fire escapes that
Yeah. And it's definitely not Tilda's intention to burn anybody, just the house.
Yeah.
Just the propaganda.
Oh yeah. And I mean, like now it's literally burning in hell.
Hell.
And I would say that you managed to do the ritual or whatever to make yourselves home and back in your space, and Loki manages to go home and back to Loki's human, and
Who is very worried and picks him up and squishes him a lot, and he's annoyed, but he tolerates it.
I would say that's it. The end.
Nice.
Unless there's anything else anybody wants to throw in, but
So for just day.
this was awesome.
I
And
had a lot of fun.
it's a lot of fun. I definitely want to play this game more. And
I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to carry things in my mouth more often.
oh,
You did it for like the whole last 30 minutes of the game. You're fine.
Yeah, this was
It
a
was
lot of
fun.
We'll we'll go around and talk about our favorite part, where you can find everybody online, and then we'll do a raid. So let's start with Cat, the GM Cat. What was
Hi.
your favorite part? Where can we find you online? Anything else you want to share?
My name is Cat N. Schrodinger, Cat name Schrodinger, depending on where you're looking for me. My favorite part, I just kind of really loved this. I loved the way this game kind of came together is a lot more than I expected. I came in with like very few notes, and like I really love the fact that I was able to. You guys gave me enough that I was able to kind of fill in the blanks when I needed to, or where I needed to, and that was really great, and I appreciate you guys. And you can find me next. I'm playing I'm playing an alien in a masks game on Fridays on this channel, and the name of my alien is ASDF ASDF WTF IDK AFK, or IDK for short. And that's
great.
that's me.
Awesome. Next, Rowan, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you online, and anything else you'd like to share?
Oh goodness. Favorite part. Just man, I don't know. There was a lot of things that were very interesting, like the arguing common sense of we are cats now. Probably don't want to fight the big dog, or things like that. I'm really glad that my whole voice situation worked out really well. So
Yeah, it was cool.
yeah. Where you can find me next? Sorry. You'll find me next Wednesday on this channel. We're going to be Exodus, where I play Pepper and McGillicuddy. Yeah. And of course, once again, I have Halloween watercolor palette in my shop, and that's only going to be available until November 30th. And then it will be gone. So yes, please check that out. I would really appreciate it. It's my first palette I've ever made, and I worked really hard on those colors. So yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Next, we've got Econorlax. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you online, and anything else you'd like to share?
Well, aside from amount of cats we managed to get together in this game, 4 cat characters, 2 cat people, cats on the screen, and also tangentially related cat from the Neon Devils. Yeah, so huge amount of cats. My favorite part was actually Loki's character, the one non-human cat,
I love you.
and his outlook on the things brought to life by Cat, the player. That was my favorite part. Entire character and his point of view on human things.
Very cool.
So yes, I'm Econorlax. It was very nice to play here, and you can find me next on my own channel. I think tomorrow, around this time, somewhere around this time, I will be streaming Satisfactory, another part of our walkthrough to Satisfactory.
Hello.
Awesome. And then next we've got Cat, the player cat.
Yep.
What was your favorite part? Where can we find you online, and anything else you'd like to share?
One of my favorite parts was also like playing Loki in general and interacting like with all of these humanoids who were cats as a cat, which was a lot of fun. I also really, really liked the title of the book.
The title of the book was great.
It was
That's my proposal for the raid call.
yes.
Yes.
And I'm very happy that he got to keep his collar. Though if his collar came off, I was going to have him carry it in his mouth for the rest of the game. So like a bell in his mouth so it would be muffled.
That's cute.
Where you can find me. I'm at Vindaflee on most internet things, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I also stream on my own channel Hi, it's bath time. Mondays and Thursdays, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time. I do a variety of things. I mostly just chill and hang out and have fun with the people in my chat. I also am in a game on the Bardic Nox channel. It's just the Bardic Nock, one word.
How are you doing?
And where we're playing a Digimon game where my character is a total pacifist and has talked her way out of like 4 combats at this point. It's great. I'm having a lot of fun. In fact, the Bardic told me in DMs that he was having trouble trying to like get combat happening with my character around because my character was just so reasonable and and like to talk to people and was like, hey, maybe let's not chuck pointy things at each other because that hurts. You know, and he was like having a great time with all of the role play that was happening. It's a lot of fun. You should come watch. Our
cool.
next episode, we're all doing one-on-one battles against various Digimon, except my one-on-one battle is we're sitting me and like this samurai bird are sitting across from each other, and I have to try and convince him to let me into the computer room without, stabbing me. So my character is already severely injured from stepping in front of a blow meant for somebody else. So it's great.
Oh wow! All right.
I love it so much. Shut me up because I could talk about the session for ages.
All right. My favorite part. I liked the whole thing. It was a lot of fun. Everybody had really cool takes on their characters as cats, or as their cat as a RPG character.
Sam, good boy.
It was a lot of fun. Not gonna lie, I did enjoy burning the house down.
Out of character, I also enjoyed burning the house down.
Yeah. And I enjoyed Charlie's like, wait, let's be reasonable. And that little discussion, that was fun.
Well, why don't you just stand outside? And he's like, okay.
Especially anybody who
Yes.
who saw Tickfall Files with Tilda in it, they would know that peace was never an option. So that was fun. Also, it was a blast to play Tilda again. As a character that I really, really love, and it's fun to play her again.
Took my glasses off.
But yeah, I can't pick a favorite part. It was all great. Thanks so much, Cat, GM Cat, for running it. And thank you, everybody, for playing. You can find me next, what is today, Saturday?
Today is Saturday, yep.
There will not be Animus Absentus tonight because myself and a lot of the cast have plans this evening for Halloween. But I will be back Tuesday for sure at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern for Hunters of Calamity 2, which I'm pretty excited about. Some really cool stuff happening in that campaign. And then I may stream sometime between now and then some video games. So you might see me online Sunday or Monday potentially, streaming some Phasmophobia or Among Us or something like that. If I do end up doing that, I'll let you know on Twitter. Speaking of which, you can find all my links on my link tree, which is right there in chat. And then finally, before we go on our raid, sponsors, Grinding Coffee Company. If you go to grindingcoffee.co and use the code RAVVYN, you can get 13% off your order. It's really good coffee. They roast it right before they ship it. They do small batches, so it's super fresh. I really like it. And then Fundamental RPG and Intrepid. Fundamental RPG is my game system. It's what Hunters of Calamity and Animus run on this season. You can find the link to the first edition, which is available on Amazon, there in chat. And there's also a link to a playtest of second edition, which is going to come out later this year. And Intrepid is adventuring gear for real life. So sportswear, casual wear, and accessories like water bottles and coffee mugs and game mats and things like that. It's really cool stuff. It's really high quality. You should also check that out. Also, today's the last day of the sale for the leggings. So they're really cool looking. I really want a pair myself. I just haven't ordered one yet. But today's the last day of the sale for that, so you can check that out. I think that's about all for me. We've got a raid cry right there in chat. We're going to go raid Milady Saito.
I'm very happy that that's the thing.
Right? We're gonna go raid Milady Saito, who's a fantastic tabletop streamer, and she streams some video game stuff as well. Just all around super nice person. Definitely give her a follow if you're not doing so already. And yeah, I will see you all on Tuesday, if not sooner. Bye, everybody.
Whoop.
Bye.
Bye.
How do I copy
Bye.
this?
Goodbye, goodbye.
How do I copy this?